thank you for joining the Clubhouse, Jacque. I'm so excited to have you. And this is such a special day because it's our kickoff event of the Clubhouse. So we're celebrating Jackie Robinson Day.
Okay.
And just to get started, I mean, can you share any fun Jackie Robinson Day memories and talk about what Jackie Robinson means to you?
Not one particular day stands out. I think they all do, just because for him to pave the way for us to play and guys before us to play and allow guys to test free agency. And we were one of the first races to test free agency, you know, to just be able to enjoy the game and of course get paid handsomely for it just because of guys like him. I mean, you have to stop and kind of like smell the grass, so to speak, to appreciate what went on before us to enable us to do the things that we did.
Certainly. Yeah, I mean, I think the legacy that Jackie left behind is obviously the baseball one is huge, but even away from baseball, just affecting American culture.
Oh, yeah.
It's obviously why, even though, you know, MLB players aren't running on the field tomorrow, they're certainly going to be celebrating because that's something that is American history.
Yeah, it's kind of like he's been celebrated every day in a way, you know what I mean? Just because, again, I mean, he segregated a game that didn't allow us to play. And I mean, in society, there was segregation until we were allowed to vote, until we were allowed to go to school, to public schools with whites. And so, I mean, he's just his legacy and the things that he did are being celebrated daily.
Yeah, certainly. Okay, well, to segue into not too much away from Jackie, but just the fact that for this event, we're raising money to support the Jackie Robinson Foundation, which was founded by his wife, Rachel, who's still with us today.
Yep.
A powerhouse of a woman. So due to what's going on right now, the current crisis, you know, we're all quarantined in our homes, but unfortunately, a lot of the kids who have to go to school online aren't able to go to school because they don't have those resources. Why is that a cause that was important for you to help support today in joining the Clubhouse?
Well, just because I believe everybody needs a chance to be on the same equal playing field to get education. Some people are not as fortunate as others. So that shouldn't stop the world. It shouldn't stop the process of learning. It shouldn't stop people from wanting to help people learn. And I feel like, you know, I mean, I guess it's the old cliche, if you help one, then you've done your job. But I mean, if you can help 1 or 5 or 10 or whatever the case may be, if you can save someone, you know, from being out on the street and doing something they have no business doing, then I mean, you're doing your job.
Sure. Well, and you never know where that, even if it is only one, where that one person goes. So
Exactly.
I think that's why it's so important that, like, to just be giving. I mean, there's that Jackie Robinson quote, and I've said it a few times, of just life's not important except for and the impact it has on other lives. Right. But I mean, what a way to be able to make a positive impact. And I think that that's kind of what the day of Jackie Robinson Day is about. But I think you're right. We celebrate it every single day. Yeah. Because what a legacy to leave behind that absolutely affected our culture.
Right.
So moving away from, you know, obviously this cause, it's so important, but kind of getting more into the fun of it, because I don't know about you, but I'm missing baseball season.
Yeah.
I'm missing watching games. And I was a college softball player. I played D1 softball at Long Beach. And so something that I always remembered about playing and what I miss about my teammates is just like the stories that you have, like in the dugout or when you're like out on the field, like shagging balls, like everyone always has something to talk about. And I think that when people, maybe if they're just fans of baseball, they might not know that that is such a huge part of the culture. And that's why we're calling this the Clubhouse, because man, baseball players are some storytellers.
And they're usually not about baseball or softball. So.
At all. It's like, and then one time I was tying my shoe and you just hear these random things. So everyone's been kind of sharing their fun stories, either on the field or off the field. And so I want to know if you have any fun stories that you want to share with the viewers.
Not that I could probably share in the public. But
everyone says that.
Yes, we have. But no, we had a fun group in Minnesota. And I know you mentioned Jackie Robinson's wife is still with us. And But Troy Hawkins is really good friends with her, one of my ex-teammates, and Tori Hunter and Eddie Guardado and Matt Lawton. And we had, matter of fact, we had a group chat this morning. We talk daily, pretty much. And you don't find that bond amongst teammates or people in the game. Usually there's one guy here on this team or one guy there on that team, but there's been 5 of us and we've been strong for over 25 years. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, we have a bunch of stories, and probably 99.9% of the ones we can't share in the public. But just know there was a bunch of David Ortiz was one of our favorite, and I call him David Ortiz. Everyone calls him Big Papi, but he was David Ortiz. But he was one of the best teammates we had, the funniest teammates. He was always joking. He was always, I mean, the funniest story I probably can tell from him was he fouled a ball off of his foot, and he's jumping around, he's floating around on the ground. You see this big old dude, and we're like, dude, what's wrong? He meant, I fouled a ball off my finger. And we're like, your finger? And then he's like, yeah, my finger. He's pointing at his toes. And we're like, there's your toes, you knucklehead. And so we just got a big kick out of that. And we always remind him of that every time we see him. But
He
yeah,
was in so much pain. I mean, he hit the ball so hard. He was
my
probably
God.
like, I don't know, something hurts.
Yeah, and then the English wasn't very good at that point, but he thought his toes were his fingers, and then
that's a good one. That's so fun. Well, so also a lot of the viewers that are going to be watching this probably are missing out on Little League or their travel baseball, and so, which is honestly such a bummer. I know that if I was in the middle of a season and I had to miss out, I would be heartbroken.
Yeah.
So do you have any words for those viewers who are missing their season on ways where maybe they can stay sharp, or things that, can help them get in the mental part of the game?
Yeah, mental is the biggest thing, right? Is the game is more mental than physical. I mean, there's guys talented, there's guys not as talented as other guys that just get it done, however. But mentally thinking about the game, and this gives you a time to reflect what you really love about the game, what you really miss about the game. Some we take it for granted because we do it every day, and it's just like second nature. Now you have time to sit. And again, I had a conversation with Tori yesterday about what we're going through, and it's like God is telling us. He's been telling us for years, slow down and sit down.
Amen.
But now he said, hey, sit down and listen to me. Slow down. You don't need to. I'm going to show you the things that you need, and most of the things that you think you need, you don't. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So baseball, yes, they'll be able to play again, right? But take this time and all the complainers, because there's plenty of them, right? Even the guys making millions of dollars, complainers. Think about the things that you complain about. Now, are they really that important in this time where you cannot play? So mentally, right, prepare yourself to play again. Mentally take swings. Mentally play the game in your head, right? So then when you get back to play, you smell the grass, the pine tar, the smell of the leather hitting the wood or aluminum, right? Now you appreciate it more because it could be taken away from you at any time.
I think that that's a really great point, and something that, quite a few of the managers had brought up as well. I was talking to Dave Roberts yesterday, and he was just talking about being grateful and how important it is to just be grateful for what you have, and just using this time to get really quiet, because there is so much noise out there.
Yeah.
And, I think in playing baseball, you do kind of have to have a really strong mind, and you won't have that mental strength unless you get quiet, get comfortable with yourself.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, that's what happens when you go in the zone. Everything gets quiet. Everything slows down. You don't think about anything. You just react, right? But, this is, I don't know, maybe it's a bad analogy, but it's like a big zone, man. You got time to sit down, slow the game down. You can't play, right? So think about the things that you enjoy about the game, and think about the things you complained about. And you'll see, like, when you're able to play again, you'll play for the love of the game and the love that you have for yourself of the game. So like this is I don't, the timing of it and what it's for is terrible, but hey, like, we weren't listening, and so God made us pause and sit down.
Yeah, well, and I think it's about making the most out of everything that comes your way, right? Making opportunities out of things that seem like they're just tragedies. So
But and now too, like kids were in the house, right, playing video games, and now they're thinking about and actually fighting to get outside. Like when how we grew up, right? We grew up outside
yep.
playing, right? And these kids are on the computer, video games, all these things that keep them stuck in the house, right? When they had freedom, now they don't have freedom, and now they want to get outside and just do the simplest things like play catch,
Yep.
throw the
I
ball.
swear I've seen more kids in my neighborhood than I even knew lived in my
Yeah,
neighborhood.
man, crazy, right?
Like, who are
Crazy.
all these kids?
Yeah, yeah, and you couldn't shoo them outside before, but now they can't wait to get outside.
Totally. I mean, I think that's really important. On that note, we have a bunch of MLB guys that are playing Fortnite in this tournament. They're going to be playing
Mhm.
against gamers. And, eSports became a sanctioned high school sport last year. So
Yeah,
it's
really.
official, right? Yeah, you can get your Letterman's jacket and being
Okay.
a gamer. But
Wow.
there's a level of commitment to anything, right? So if you're
Yeah.
just going to be passively playing a game, you're probably not going to get to the top level. Just like
Right.
if you're only watching baseball, you're not going
Right.
to go make it to MLB.
Right.
So there's a balancing act to it all. But we appreciate you joining us in
Yeah.
supporting this cause. It's so important. And if you have any last words to the viewers, please share it.
Yeah, man. Hey, follow rules and orders and stay in so we can get a handle and hang on this thing so we can get back to doing what we're doing. I mean, it's not worth, prolonging this issue any longer. So, hey, find things to do, get closer with family, get closer to God, get closer to, whatever it is you need to get closer to. And let's just get a handle on this thing so we can get back to normal.
Oh, such great words. Thank you so much, Jacque. It was such a
Hey,
pleasure to speak with you and to meet you. And
you
thanks for
too,
joining
man.
the Clubhouse. I hope that we chat again soon.
Yeah, please, let's do it.
Okay. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.